I've been posting a lot of videos of late, especially on learning and also with stock investing strategies. But today, what I want to discuss today is I want to take some live case studies. I want to do a series of videos taking some past case studies, past stocks that I've recommended, at what levels I recommended, and how has been the stock trend, and how you could have entered those stocks, how could you have used CCI and relative strength, and identify those entries. And I'm going to do a series of videos on some of the best performing stocks and show you how you can make them part of your portfolio and how you can ride these trends and make them a significant part of your portfolio returns. Right now, that's going to be the focus. Do tell me if this is a good idea in the comments, and if you do want more such videos at the end of the video, do let me know that as well, because it's going to be really a good learning. Instead of just doing strategies and stock videos, these videos I thought would be more helpful. So I'm really looking forward to your suggestions on this video, and you can also tag me on Twitter and let me know as well. Okay, so let's get started. So today we're going to look at KRBL, which is one of the stock ideas that I've been tracking since the Feb of this year. Right, I started tracking the stock in Feb, the first time when I started retesting the primary trend line, and that's when I posted on Twitter for the first time. Okay, and since then I've been following up on this, and I've been telling why KRBL would do well and how we could have timed the entry in the stock. Okay, so let's get started. So here I have this trading view chart in front of me where I have two different views. Now, if you want to know how to do this, let me know in the comments. I can do that for you as well. I'll make a separate video on that. Now here I have the weekly chart of KRBL on this side, and then I have the daily chart of KRBL on the right hand side of me. Now, why do I have two charts? Now, it's very important to do multi-time frame analysis. By multi-time frame analysis, I mean if you're a technical analyst, checking the chart behavior on multiple time frames. For example, here in this case, I'm checking the chart behavior on the weekly time frame first, and then depending on that, I'm checking then on the daily time frame to time my entries, to keep my stop loss, or even to pyramid and add on to my positions. Okay, so that's why multi-time frame analysis is very, very important. Okay, so now looking at the weekly chart here, if you see, KRBL actually made a double bottom over here. So not a double bottom really, but it made a bottom here, and the stock again went up and again it came down. Now here there was a crazy gap down on the stock, and then the stock kind of went sideways for 2 weeks and then it went up. Now remember here, after that gap down there, the stock did not really correct. Now, whenever a stock after a gap down does not correct, that means that was a panic selling, and really big people, actually of big money like FIs days, have bought that stock, right? So that's a very good sign. And then there was a gap, resistance which happened, and then the stock kind of slightly went higher, then it came down again. Now this week is when you see dotted lines over here. That's when the stock came into my radar. Now here in my scanner, I have a CCI weekly scanner and CCI daily scanner. On my daily scanner, the stock came in this day, and at that point, if you look at the weekly chart, this was how the weekly chart was looking. Now, the weekly chart had a breakout over there. Now the breakout here also is similar. That's a similar kind of breakout. Now, if you look at this area, this is kind of a descending triangle pattern over here, and we had a strong breakout with beautiful volumes. And that week, just notice what's happening to the relative strength. Now, relative strength, the stock has been not performing well. So here, relative strength means how is the stock performing in relation to the market. Now, if this black line is below the green line, which means the stock is underperforming the market, or stock is basically falling while the entire market is moving up, or the entire market is going sideways. Now, there are other scenarios, so let's not get into that. But the point here I want to make is the black line started coming above the green line here of late, right? If you see, there has been sometimes the stock is trying to head higher. Now, this basically meant that KRBL is trying to outperform the markets, or trying to give more returns than what the market is giving, which means if the market is going up, let's say 5%, KRBL probably is going up 10%, right? This is an example. And then the CCI also had a higher high over here, and the CCI was heading back to 100 levels. So I thought, why not try and take a position on this at this point? And that's when here I came and saw on the daily chart what's happening and try to define an entry point for KRBL. Now here, the day the stock broke out, now you could have taken the trade on the same day, or you could have taken the trade at the end of the day as well, right? Now it depends on how you trade. Now here the point is, again, CCI on daily also is above 100, relative strength also is above the green line on the daily charts. Now overall, these are excellent. The short term, the stock is definitely performing, because if you see, the stock is already above the green line for multiple days, and the stock is now really surging here, right? Now this breakout over here. So on this day, you could have actually entered KRBL and kept a stop loss just around that swing low. Now here, the stop loss has been really low, probably around 10% stop. I have not calculated it, but it's a very small stop loss. And you're going to enter the stock around this point because this is a descending triangle. So descending is basically the slope is falling, and here we have a triangle, right? It's a base of triangle. So overall, the stock had given a very good breakout. So you could enter the stock on that day and keep a stop loss. Now, as and when the stock started developing, you see we had a move again all the way to the channel middle here, and then we kind of dropped again. Now, if you see this drop was a retest of this trend line. Now, if you connect this point and this point over here, that is a retest of that trend line over there. Now, you could have also taken a position or added on to your positions over there when you saw that base again forming, and when we kind of broke above that line over there. You could have also taken a position there in the stock again or added more as well. Now, after that, again, you see CCI is still above, very well strong, and latest strength also is pretty good over here. It did go again slightly below, but overall here, if you see, latest strength also is kind of stagnating. So it is kind of, stock is kind of going sideways. Market along with the market are probably slightly correcting while the market is just stagnant. And then we had a continuation breakout. Now this point, you again see we had a strong green candle followed by a strong green candle over here. Now, when you see strong green candles along with good volumes, that should give you the confidence to add to the position or buy the stock, right? And also CCI has again gone above 100. Again, latest strength is now hitting new highs, right? So that's some fantastic latest strength over there. And then the stock again, when it broke out here, and let's say you bought it here, now after this breakout, which I call the continuation breakout, then you have to trail your stop loss to this point over here. So basically, at this point, you would be giving back some money if the stop loss hit, but at this point now you're locking in some of the profits, or in fact your stop loss is now to almost break even, right? So here at this point, since your entry also was here, your stop loss is also here, both are on the break even. And then again we had a breakout, a consolidation again here, and then now remember, do not add on to the stock, or I do not call it a continuation breakout until there is a minimum 5 days consolidation. Now if you see here, we had almost more than 2 to 3 weeks of consolidation, but at this point over here, we did not have even 3 to 4 days of consolidation. So this for me is not a proper consolidation. A proper consolidation would mean a minimum of 3 to 5 days of correction of 3 to 5 days of sideways movement. Now here again we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So this is for me a proper breakout, because on this day when we closed above this point, you see we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days of consolidation. So it is greater than 5 days, which means that's a proper consolidation, and the stock eventually broke out and head higher. Then again we had a beautiful consolidation over here, and the stock again broke out here, and then again we went higher. Now if you bought the stock over here, the first point where you trailed your stop loss at this point, right? So where you were almost break even if the stop loss was hit. The second point you move is here. You trail the stop loss here when we had this breakout, then you move the trail the stop loss at this point. Again, when the stock broke out here, again you trail the stop loss at this point. Now you will not trail the stop loss to this point because we have not had a breakout yet. So try to keep your stop loss still here until we see a breakout. Moment you see a breakout there, then you can keep your new stop loss here, and then you will lock in a very good profit of around 50 to 60%. And that is how you catch large trends, and that is how, if you can preempt large base breakouts. So when I say large base breakouts mean that the stock has been consolidating for at least 2 to 3 years, or at least 6 months, and then the stock is breaking out, and then you're trying to catch that move. Now, when you catch a move which is after a 2-3 years consolidation or 2-3 year correction, and a stock is breaking out and heading higher, you will gain at least 40 to 50% in the stock easily, and it's pretty easy to catch as well. All you have to do is have some discipline, try to find good companies, and then enter the stock, and then you'll do well. Now, in this entire move in KRBL, what has happened also is, if you see, the strength has been going higher and higher. If you see, the black line has always been above the green line. Now, that's a very strong sign for you to not sell the stock. Now, if you're a trend follower, right, like me, which I do sometimes, trend following I do on short time frames, I do sometimes trend following on daily time frame, depending on the price action. So if you're a trend follower, then there is no reason for you to sell the stock. If the CCI is strong, the CCI is strong over here, and if the latest strength is strong, there is no reason for you to sell the stock. So do not make the mistake and try to buy stocks which are coming out of a 2 to 3 year base and heading higher. Okay, so that's the only secret for you to make big gains, and you can use technical analysis to catch such stocks. There are a lot of stocks in my Twitter pin tweet. I've listed all the stocks that I've been giving recommendations. You can check out the performances there. Not all stocks hit profit. Some stocks do hit stop losses, but even if you have a 40% win rate, you can make it bigger markets. Okay, all you have to do is focus on the stocks which are moving higher and ignore the stocks which are not moving higher and hitting your stop loss. That's all you have to do, and you will make up in markets. Okay. So I hope you liked my analysis, and I hope this helped you, this case study. And don't forget to leave your comments if you want more such case studies. I'm going to do more such series of videos on such stocks. Okay. Having said that, I'll leave you here. Take care, stay safe, and trade safe. Until I see you in another video.